Barak the Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahushua, Barak the Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled Eve Doing the Bidding for the Serpent. The Tuskegee Experiment. My source, Wikipedia. And Eunice Rivers Laurie, born 1899, died 1986, was an African American nurse who worked in the states of Alabama. She is best known for her work as the coordinator of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment from 1932 to 1972, proving what? That this black bitch was in on it. The Tuskegee experiment was an inhumane study that deliberately allowed black men to develop syphilis when there was treatments for the disease. And guess what? Eunice was the coordinator, all right, of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. She assisted with the initiation of this experiment, this black bitch. You wonder why we call you bitch, okay? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And the reason this is because of the process of reincarnation. Keep this precept in mind. Let's jump to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, and verse 1. Now the serpent, who later became Cain and then Esau through the process of reincarnation, was more subtle, meaning what? Crafty in wickedness than any beast of the field, referring to any man of various nationalities. Field, which is a representation for the world, which the Lord Yahweh, power, had made. And he said unto the woman, referring to Eve, Yea, have the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, all right, referring to this man, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Meaning what? Keeping the laws, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua. And at this time frame, they were in oral format. But of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So also Adam and Eve knew the consequences for not keeping the law. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Here he goes. For the Most High do know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open. Meaning what? Understanding, okay, from a spiritual standpoint. And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. And she was the one, okay? She was the one. She took of the fruit thereof, meaning this strange philosophy, and did eat, meaning what? She accepted it, and gave also unto her husband. She took this new manner of life to Adam, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat, meaning what? He accepted it. Okay? Now remember, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Going into the account of Eunice Rivers Laurie, okay, who was a nurse, all right, in the state of Alabama. And according to this information, she was a so-called African American, all right. She is best known for her work as the coordinator of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment from 1932 to 1972. The Tuskegee experiment was an inhumane study that deliberately allowed black men to develop syphilis when there was treatment for the disease. So what Eunice did was she encouraged, okay, these so-called men to participate in this experiment. And she received money from the back end for actually doing this this bidding for Esau. Okay? Nothing is new under the sun. Look at her. Let's go into Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. In verse 26, and I find more bitter than death the woman. Do you know how many ways death can destroy you? All right. And the preacher, okay, King Solomon is saying, I found something more bitter than death. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart, meaning what? Mind, is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, which is symbolic for entrapment. All right. Whoso pleased the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Key point. I find more bitter than death the woman whose mind is snares and nets. And look what Eunice Rivers Laurie did, okay, to these men that signed up for this experiment. Allowed black men to develop syphilis when there was treatment for the disease. And she assisted with this experiment. Last precept, Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Let's start at verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye, meaning what? Mind, shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. And you can apply this precept to this Tuskegee experiment. Okay? These women are wicked. Case in point, Eunice, Verdell, Rivers, Laurie. Lord will, you were edified. Shalom.